Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart worshipped Satan. He was a so-called Freemason, and as I have proven in other videos, such as Mario's of the Devil, the so-called Freemasons, the highest ranks, worship Satan and they know it, the other ones symbolically. Many of his friends were Masons, and his father became one also. The so-called Illuminati of, I think, the 1700s was founded by a friend of Mozart. Later here it says that in Mozart's operas, for example, in The Marriage of Figaro, an opera based on a play by another so-called Freemason, the lowborn is the hero, and the count, the rich one, is the enemy. So, created by Masons, the idea is the one below shall take over the one above. So Satan will take over God's throne is the idea, because that is what Masons believe, that they can achieve as if their contributions to Satan's power were of any significance. According to a random website, Mozart's devotion to so-called Freemasonry is evident from his subscription during the Catholic Church's ban on so-called Masonry, which, by the way, was just a front. It was just to make it appear as if Masons don't control the Catholic Church. Look at the Templar cross, a Masonic symbol used by the popes. Heretic King Clement XII had banned membership in 1738, but seeing no conflict between the two, Mozart defied, because he was a hypocrite in other words, Mozart defied the counterfeit church's orders and joined Masonry, or revealed that he was already a member. He remained a devout Catholic supposedly. No, he was just a hypocrite, pretending to be a hypocrite, heretic, so doubly a hypocrite, and composed more than 60 pieces of so-called sacred music. The one you are listening to right now, Lacrimosa, I very much love. Not everything they do is bad, but of course his interpretation of the song is not as it appears to be. So he created by intelligent design, because it doesn't come about by explosions, atheists, for the Catholic Church, some of which were the most famous liturgical scores in Western and thereby all of history. Not that Western is the only history, but most documented history seems to be Western and of the Far East. Moving on, the magic flute, it has symbolism I'm not going to get into because this is the last day of my weekend and I don't want to delve too much into research for this, but you can look it up yourself. He was a master mason, so it wasn't just a low rank, it was a high rank. Now, I think it was the magic flute, the plot involved a queen being vanquished. In other words, another throne being usurped. It's all about taking over someone else's throne. And Masonry is all about the one-eyed god climbing or getting to the top of that unfinished, thus far, pyramid representing the Tower of Babel in order to reach heaven and conquer it, and supposedly make us gods by taking over heaven. So this is Mozart as the prodigy youth doing a Masonic hand gesture, the hidden hand, and then as an adult. Why people used to pose for photos with a hand in their jackets, according to Reader's Digest. Mainstream garbage, as you will see. They say, no, it's not Masonic. No one even asked you if it's Masonic, but you're going out of your way to say, no, guys, don't believe that Masons are bad. Masons are good guys. No, they're not good guys. They have satanic symbolism, and it says here that in ancient Greece it was disrespectful by some circles. It was disrespectful to speak with your hands outside of your clothing. So basically, everyone in ancient Greece was disrespecting everyone else most of the time, because most of the time they had their hands outside. That's absolute nonsense. This is beyond stupid. This Disney version of reality that people believe because they don't want the truth and they don't deserve the truth. They can't handle the truth. As they say, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. Statuary from the 6th century BC, so like 500 BC, therefore showed celebrated orators such as Solon with their hands tucked into their cloaks. Really? Really? So you're going to extrapolate from one or two statues that therefore it was the norm? No, that's nonsense. That's like looking at Michael Jackson and then assuming that everyone in the United States looked like him. And then I looked it up. Ancient Greek statue orator. The first three examples from Masonic Google, which I might do a video on exposing the logo of especially. You have the orator, another orator, and another. All of them have hands outside. So they lie. Reader's Digest says that it is a trusted friend in a complicated world. It is not a trusted friend, it is the enemy. An enemy. A pawn of the enemy. The hell with that. Now, here are more hidden hand poses by famous devil-worshipping shitheads like George Washington. Some guy from the Civil War, I think Sherman. Some other guy. Karl Marx in hell now. And the Turk. So that's that. And for this movie that of course Mozart wasn't a part of except as an inspiration, you have this one eye emphasis, which I have already covered before, refers to the Antichrist who shall lose an eye according to the Bible in I think Zechariah.